Today I'm going to be reviewing the 2022 Ford Bronco. This one is the Black Diamond package. So this one has the 2.7 liter V6 four-door. I opted for the towing package on this one and also the mid-grade package on the inside, which includes a bigger screen, dual climate zone, and heated seats, not the heated steering wheel in this though. So initial startup is the screens, play all throughout the dash here. Trips, you got your average speed, you can do my view, you can control everything through there. Your tire pressure, off-road mode, trips, fuel economy, and just your calm screen. It has a very responsive screen, go through any modes, Gaia, Waze, Teams, settings, Ford Sync. You got all your displays, your sound, your features, your driver assist. It's got lane keeping, pre-collision assist, rear view camera, blind spot information, parking sensors, cross driver alert, audio AM, FM, Sirius FM, GOAT modes, so you can change throughout all your GOAT modes: normal, eco, sport, slippery, mud ruts, sand, and rock crawl. And yesterday was my first day out off-roading in it, so I put it to mud ruts, held down the traction control off button twice, not have any sort of driver assist trying to help you, so you're able to spin the tires if you're stuck. This is your lane keeping assist. Here's where you cycle through all your screens here on the screen here. Four-door with the marine grade vinyl seats. Plenty of room in the back seat for passengers. One thing I'd say to start off, there's not many cup holders. You still got a little bit of the netting in here in the doors, but you just have these two cup holders here. There's nothing in the back seat there, besides in the door pockets there. Opted for the auxiliary switches. We're going to get some lights mounted on here, some radios mounted, and everything's super easily accessible under the hood, pre-wired already. I ordered this vehicle almost a year. I picked it up about 3 weeks ago. I'm at 1,300 miles on it, and I took it off-roading to a place called Apple Valley Farms in Wisconsin. And I was finally able to test this thing out to see what it's fully capable of right out of the factory. And I want to say there was another Bronco there, two-door Sasquatch, and seeing him with the 35s and all of his modes, he was able to pull me out, which I'll include a clip of that. And a lot of the other Raptors we were with yesterday, but to come out of the gate just with the regular 31s, 265, 70 R17 tires, this thing did great in the snow. Everybody was getting stuck. It was some tricky snow yesterday, but this thing did great once I put it into the mud ruts and figured out how to turn off the traction control completely. This thing had no problem getting through anything that I got through yesterday. So you don't necessarily need the Sasquatch package right out of the gate, but it'll be nice when this thing starts to get changed up a little bit, which I hope to be doing the rough country 2-inch leveling kit and also putting on some bigger tires here soon is my plan right off the bat. But it was nice to test it out in the stock form before doing anything to it. The only thing I ever added was the GoPro/phone mount from IAG Performance, which is $30. These recovery points do quite the trick. And then these general grabber tires. That's what come opted on these, and I opted for the upgraded wheels on this as well. Got the hardtop with the roof rack. And you're able to take these front two panels off with the roof rack still on, but to get the rest of the panels off, you have to use the toolkit and pop out the roof rack as well. It's nice that the mirrors are mounted on the body of the vehicle, unlike Jeeps where they're mounted on the doors, so then you lose your mirrors when you take your doors off in the summertime. So I'm looking forward to when it warms up and some of the snow melts. They have accessory points all around the vehicle. That's how I mounted that GoPro mount. Have lights on the front there. And hopping into the back seat here, you got these Moly panels on the back so you can mount a bunch of stuff too. And if you make a sleeping platform in the back here too, I've seen a couple of builds where they hang some string and just attach it to the back to keep the panel up so it's not dropping down. You got a outlet back here, some charging ports back here for the back passengers, lots of room back here. Even for myself, being 6'1", I fit back here quite nice. It's comfy back here and it's got that stage seating so you can see what's ahead of you. Comfy for being a backseat rider. You got plenty of room in the back still to store any sort of stuff, bring your dog along, pack up for a weekend camping trip, or go for a long road trip. And it's nice in here, these roof racks, or the panels here, there's no metal beam that goes across. This whole top piece is open, which I think is going to be awesome to take this apart in the summertime. I haven't done it yet, but seen a couple of videos and it looks very easy to pop these out, just a couple clips. And that's what you got there. And while we're by here, you can't hard to see it now, maybe a little bit better with the dirt on it, but it says one of the Easter eggs is "Lift Me, Baby," so I definitely plan on doing that with that rough country leveling kit. As we make our way back around here, I think it's super nice. This door continues to open up all the way to out here. So you mount got your accessory ready panel here, mount your table here, have your little kitchen set up right here, your drawers pop out here. Got a big wide open space. It's pretty slick. You got all your tie downs here, some little lassos, lasso it all down. You got your bottle opener mounted on the back there. All your clips here, clip right into here. 12-volt plug-in right here. A little storage area back here. Some lights. So yeah, super excited to see how this back works out. Push these in first, and then you're able to fold the seat all the way down. Just like that. Let's go for a little drive. I'm currently sitting at 1,319 miles and I picked it up 3 weeks ago, so now it's fully broken in from the dealership recommendation, and we'll go for a little drive. My first initial impression from the driver's seat of the 2022 Ford Bronco is that it is quite comfortable, and I am loving these marine grade vinyl seats. I'm happy to have gotten the marine grade vinyl, so when all the doors are off and if I'm going off-roading or if I get caught in a rainstorm, I don't have to worry about the inside because it's completely waterproof, which I loved. I had a 2007 FJ Cruiser, and that's what I came from this. And the whole floors were all plastic, so it was always super easy to clean. And I'm just happy that I can take the doors off in this and the top because I love riding motorcycles as well. And I think that'll give me the wind experience I'm looking for this summer. So this is my daily driver, and as a daily driver I wanted to get the 4 doors because I'm wanting to have that extra space coming from a 2-door, and I've been liking it so far. It does get windy in here on the highway, but it's nothing too terrible that I don't mind. You know, all the roofs can come off, so I expected it to not be super quiet in here. This 2.7 is definitely pretty peppy. I like having the 6-cylinder instead of the 4-cylinder. thing is quite comfortable on the road, quite fast if you like to go fast in an SUV, even in normal mode. The screens are very intuitive and nice to use. I had test drove a 2022 Toyota 4Runner TRD Pro, and right before I bought this, because that was just another thing I was looking at, and I loved the interior on this one 10 times more. It felt simple, it felt clean, there wasn't buttons everywhere. The dash is laid out very nicely, and that's something quite a few people have said just hopping in here with me. You know how nice and clean it's laid out in here. It's simple, there's not buttons everywhere, even on the steering wheel. All the buttons you use has nice volume control. You can skip the songs. It has voice activation, so if you wanted to call somebody, you press a button, you can sync your contacts with the Apple CarPlay, and having the maps. I mean, coming from a 2007 FJ to this, it is quite a difference, and I am loving it. I do miss that vehicle a lot. I had it for 4 years, put a lot of miles on it, but can't go wrong with the 22 Ford Bronco. And that one was a 6-speed manual. Now I'm into the 10-speed automatic, and I want to say I miss driving a manual, but you can't go wrong with the 10-speed automatic in these new Ford Broncos. Even when you're off-roading in the mud ruts, that's the only mode I've been able to use so far. It's super responsive, it's super quick, and you can have, I used the hill descent, or it was like the trail button in the middle here where you can set the cruise control to like 5 miles an hour, and I was using that down the hill. Didn't even touch the brake at all, so that was a super crazy feeling. But I watched the vehicle ahead of me just use its brakes, and it's sliding down the hill. But this, since I was just able to use cruise control down the hill, I didn't have to use my brakes, and so I wasn't sliding down the hill, so that was super nice. A weird feeling to get used to, but super nice. I can't wait to get into this thing a little bit more to see what it's all capable of doing. But in the stock form, like I said, you'll have no problems using this thing on the trails. Pretty easy trails. I mean, it sits pretty low, especially when you compare the Sasquatch to the non-Sasquatch. It does sit pretty low, especially those trailing arms. I did scrape a couple times yesterday, but I opted for the steel bash plates on this one, and those definitely came in handy, and they are still intact, not smashed up. And yeah, I have zero complaints so far with the new Ford Bronco. I'm sure with more time, I'll find some things here and there, as you do with any vehicle. Here's where I was saying on the steering wheel. Have your volume up and down button, your cruise control, your lane assist. Dash doesn't have a bunch of buttons on the side. It's all integrated very nicely throughout the whole dash along there. And also down here, it's very clean. And a nice little storage pocket down here for phone, radio, miscellaneous things, with 2 USB and USB-C charging ports down there. These grab handles with the blue integrated within them, looks very sharp on both sides, along both sides here. You have the nice Bronco in the middle of the steering wheel here. Won't do a dead stop, but very responsive. That was just in normal mode. So if you're looking at getting a new vehicle and you have some time to wait, I would recommend ordering a new Ford Bronco, and you can pay MSRP. You don't have to pay that $5,000, $10,000, $15,000 markup on these things. You pay them at MSRP, you get to build them how you want. 4-door, 2-door, 2.7, 4-cylinder, hard top, soft top. If you're looking for a new vehicle and you have the time to wait for a new Ford Bronco, I would definitely recommend a new Ford Bronco. I know it's easy for me to say because I waited a year for mine and I love it. So I think it was definitely worth the wait. Thank you for watching. Hope to be doing more videos on my new Ford Bronco. And we'll see you on the next one.